What's going on, everybody? DStyleBoxing here. Thanks to those that are joining me live and to those that will be joining me on archive. How's it going? Another late night live boxing Q&A. I'm about to open the chat. All right. Feel free to ask some questions. I've done several videos this week. Feel free to ask questions regarding any of the videos. By the way, don't forget to thumbs up the video if you like it, right? And if you don't, well, then don't, right? And feel free to leave comments in the chat, and feel free to leave comments in the comment section once this is on archive. Remember, I cannot see. Nobody could read the chat anymore after the thing gets posted, right? So just keep that in mind. And I'm not supposed to tell you. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but I am not supposed to tell you to click on any ads. Okay? I'm not going to tell you that. With that said, let's go ahead and talk some boxing here. All right? Let's go talk some. Let's talk some boxing. If you want to ask some combat sports questions in general, feel free. If that's what you want to do, I won't mind, I guess. All right, so Rasclot just is right off the bat is in the chat. What's up, Rasclot? He says, "What's up?" So did Floyd ever be? Has he ever been undisputed? And he also asks who wins, AJ or Ortiz. Cybernetic Slayer says, "Good evening, D-Style. What's up, guys?" Again, feel free to ask anything you want in chat. Look, AJ versus Ortiz. I made a rule on this channel that I'm not going to give predictions until fights are official. Okay? Once fights are official, then I'll give predictions. But for this fight, I'll make an exception, all right? I'll make an exception for this fight, and I think AJ beats Ortiz. I'm not as high on Ortiz as a lot of people out there are. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter or anything, but the guy's old. He's hasn't really done anything of significance, in my opinion. So I think AJ dispatches of him in the late rounds, to be honest. That's my honest opinion. So I think the only reason I'm giving you my take is I'm pretty confident about that. Braslov 222 asked, "Who's your favorite Latin fighter?" Personal favorite. Well, I mean, my favorite fighter of all time, Eric Morales. Him or Pipino Cuevas, one or the other. Two of my favorite fighters right there. I agree. AJ wins. This Mayweather being undisputed shit. Look, man. I said my piece in that video with Blood Boxing. So you guys can go listen to that. But just really brief. It's Mayweather was never undisputed. Now we could debate all day how important that was or whatever, but that's the reality. Like, the dude never was, right? So that's all I'll say about that. If you want my thoughts about that, go ahead and check out the video I did with Blood. Brasla Barrera is my favorite of all time. Brasla, you are officially banned from the channel. All right? Somebody escort Brasla 222 to the door, please. His favorite fighter of all time is Marco Antonio Barrera. Right? Escort him out that door. Take him out back. The baseball bat's right there. No, I'm joking. Hey, Tootsie Roll. Good fighter. Good fighter. I just, I don't have anything against him, but he could go fuck himself. That's all. All right. I'm gonna like ban Barrera praising in this channel. Okay. Every time Mr. Doc like joins a live video, I'm talking shit about Barrera and shit. He just joins in, and before he knows it, fuck Barrera. Wrestler 222 asked, do you think Rigo is ducking the whole top 10 at 122? Nah, I don't think Rigo's ducking. Now, is Rigo at a point where he's trying to get that big fight? And yeah, he is, you know, but I hope. The problem with Rigo, and it's always been my problem with him, is his management. Terrible management, right? Just terrible management. You know, when Aaron was his promoter, just talked him down. I mean, you know, it's since Rigo went pro, you know, he should at least have 6 more fights right now. You know, at the very least. It's crazy how inactive he's been. Cybernetic Slayer, did you ever get into fighting games, Mortal Kombat, Tekken, etc.? I was really into Fight Night. By the way, that's really the only game I would play, to be honest. I'm not a big gamer, so right off the bat. But Fight Night would be something recent, but they haven't really done Fight Night anymore. But I think I would go with as far as like classic games, like Sega and Super Nintendo and all that. I don't know if you guys remember, if you go even more back, okay, Double Dragon. I love that game. Me and my brother and me and my cousin would play. We would, like, you know, beat up all those bad guys, and we're like the boss is always like 4 times the size of like regular dudes and shit, you know. But Double Dragon was a I like that game a lot. Okay. This wouldn't count as a fighting game, but Transylvania, I was really into those games as well. But to be honest with you, I always liked Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. I did like both of them. I don't know which one I like best, to be honest. I like both of them a lot. You know, I really did, man. Street Fighter was awesome. Like all the different styles, and like that was cool. And then, of course, Mortal Kombat. I mean, just my favorite in Street Fighter was Ryu, right? And my favorite in my other favorite in was a Muay Thai guy. I forgot his name. Okay, the Muay Thai dude with a patch or whatever. He was good too. I like those two. In Mortal Kombat, I liked Sub-Zero. That was my dude right there. Sub-Zero was the one, and I mean that's the dude, right? Sub-Zero, and then Scorpion was a close second, but Scorpion but definitely Sub-Zero, all right? All right, I got another question here from, man, I forgot what you want me to call you, bro. I'll call you Shrins. If an unlikely miracle occurs and the sky rained gold and leprechauns and Connor stopped Floyd, would the boxing community react to it? Are some speculations that boxing would look bad? Are they exaggerated? First of all, the sky was raining gold. I'd be too busy picking up gold off the ground to know what the fuck the boxing community is saying. That's number one. But I get your point. If by some miracle Conor McGregor wins, I think it would look bad for boxing. It would look really bad for boxing, to be honest with you. And a lot of people will argue, no, it makes Floyd look bad, not boxing. Well, guys, you have to understand. people, this is one of those fights that people are looking at it from a microcosm, and okay, from a macro, not from micro. So it's to them, it's boxing versus MMA, and it's the MMA guy doing boxing against the boxer. And if the MMA guy beats the boxer at his own game, and this is the best boxer of this generation, then everyone's going to have a lot of shit to answer for, right? So would boxing die and be devastated? No, right? I don't think something dramatic like that would happen to the sport, but it would definitely be shocking. There's no doubt it would be shocking as hell. It would be one of the biggest upsets in sports history, and but it would, like, for example, Mayweather losing isn't going to affect Lomachenko's career, like it's not going to affect Anthony Joshua's career, you know what I mean? But it is going to put a black eye on boxing, in my opinion. All right, let me see here. Who wins? Monroe Hutchins from Undisputed versus Rocky. Monroe Hutchins, is that the first part? The guy is that the dude that's the guy, the champion from the jail, or is that the heavyweight champ that gets locked up? And they don't answer the question. Mr. Doc, sorry if I've asked you before. Do you or did you ever take up guitar or another musical instrument? Also, who would you put on your guitar player Mount Rushmore? Holy shit! Have I played guitar? Yeah. Was I any good at it? No. I wasn't. It wasn't my passion. Playing guitar was not my passion. It just wasn't. I didn't have the patience for it. But who would I put him in Mount Rushmore of guitar players? Now again, let me say this, and I'm going to say this because fans of guitarists, okay, or guitar enthusiasts, okay, they're more passionate than boxing fans. So, so this is my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm the end all be all. I'm not saying I'm an expert. Okay, I'm just putting that out there, right? But to me, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, Van Halen, Eric Clapton. There you go. I don't know if you heard Derek Trucks. I'm a big fan of his. I want to put him in Mount Rushmore, but I'm a big fan of his guitar playing. He could also. You know what? I'm gonna take out Stevie Ray Vaughan. I'm gonna put Carlos Santana. All right, there you go. Can I have 5 dudes in Mount Rushmore? Who wins? Monroe? Hold on. I already read that. We're going to get to that. What's your favorite Rocky movie? Rocky. Probably Rocky Part 1. Maypac. This is a 2-part question. Who would you pick between Adonis Stevenson versus Andre Ward and AJ versus Wilder? As I said earlier, and I know this is not going to be a popular answer, but I don't, on this channel, I don't give predictions on fights. I made an exception for Ortiz AJ, but I'm not going to give a prediction yet. I'm going to give predictions once the fights are official. Chief Funk 84 says he can't see or hear. Well, can you guys hear me? Yes or no? You're not going to be able to see me because the camera's not on, just the mic. I'm actually doing some stuff here while I. Maypac, Canelo versus GGG. Who's your pick? All right. I'm going to get to that. I promise you I'll get to that. Let's get through these questions. Mr. Doc, Saget, there you go, was the Muay Thai dude. There we go. That was my dude. Saget, right? Or Ryu. I was a Ryu player too, but when it came to MK2, I was all about Scorpion. I love the sneaky leg takedown. Because almost no one knew about it for some reason. Cybernetic Slayer. I was a Liu Kang guy. I don't know what. I always got my ass whooped with Liu Kang. I don't know why. Like there was some dudes that could like whoop some serious ass with Kang, but like, I sucked, man. I couldn't. I don't know what it is. Like that's the worst player I could pick. I was better with Sonya. Okay, like it's insane. I couldn't play with that guy. I always lost. I always got my ass whooped. Always. All right, Rascal out 22. 222. Monroe Hutchins was the Wesley Snipes one in jail. Man, it depends. It depends. Because they're in jail, right? Let's say Rocky was arrested and they were like, hey, you got to box this Hutchins guy, right? Man, Rocky would. It depends. If you give Rocky more than 2 weeks to prepare, Rocky would beat anybody, right? You gave him 2 weeks to prepare. He beat anybody. But you got to catch Rocky off guard. Like, you know what I mean? You got to catch him like when he least expects. You know, if Rocky's too busy, like chilling with the dudes, like, talking to the boys, and chilling in jail, playing cards all the time, and taking it easy like he was against Clubber Lang the first fight, then he's gonna lose. Like, you know what I mean? But just imagine. Can you imagine Rocky Balboa training in jail? Like the shit he would come up with. I can just picture him. Like picture like the jail cell. And he would just start throwing jabs between the bars. Like, sa, 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 sa. I mean, just picture that shit. Just boom, boom, right. Working on his accuracy on the jab, too. Like, zoom, zoom, zoom. Like, no, his fist never hitting the jail bar. Sa, 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 sa. Like, oh, it would be beautiful. Right? Like, doing, like, he would, like, hang on the top of the, like, he would, like, hang like the bed sheet over the top of the jail cell window, and then he would like make kind of like loop it, and so he could tie his foot on it, so he could do sit-ups that way. He would do sit-ups. I mean, you can't give Rocky more than 2 weeks to prepare, but if he has less than 2 weeks to prepare, you gotta favor Hutchins. You know what I mean? But give him more than 2 weeks, like if Rocky takes it serious, I mean, Rocky could transform himself into anything at that point. Cybernetic Slayer, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Well, sorry I took him out to Rushmore, but there you go. The boxing office, I'm here. All right, what's up? Mr. Doc, DStyle's right. Guitar enthusiasts are as bad, if not worse, than boxing fans. I agree, man. I mean, you can't do a video praising Jimi Hendrix. Oh, you don't know shit. You don't even know about so-and-so and blah, blah, blah. And he's way better than Jimi Hendrix. I'm like, oh, bro, whoa. I'm not the dude to speak to about who had better technique, and like I'm just not that guy, right? Wrestler 222, Code at 147 Prime versus Thomas Hearns Prime. Thomas Hearns will knock Cotto out so bad. All right, Miguel Cotto will get knocked out so bad. I mean, just pop. Like, you know what? This is going to be controversial, but I think Thomas Hearns puts Cotto out in 2 rounds. Like, I don't think Cotto goes more than 2 rounds against Thomas Hearns. What? How can you say that? Like, I'm telling you, man. I don't. Cotto's going to get hit, man. And Cotto's going to go to sleep. Cotto's going to go. He'll go to sleep, man. Cotto would go to fucking sleep. Night. Chief Funk 84 YouTube won't let me watch. I don't know what's going on, bro. Somebody tell Chief Funky to reset his computer or something. Cybernetic Slayer, hard rock, heavy metal fans in general are very passionate folks about their music. Let me tell you, I agree. The boxing office, Mikey Garcia versus Lucas Matisse. Oh, Mikey Garcia wins, bro. Like, I know. I don't think they're going to make that fight, though, are they? But then again, I'm not talking about fights that aren't official. Right, Casey Robinson, John Fuciente. Who's that? Rasclot 222. The boxing office. Easy work for Mikey. Matisse too old. Mr. Doc. We'll name a bunch of guitarists no one's heard of based on skills only musicians are aware of. All right, yeah. Rasclot 222. Salvador Sanchez at 126 versus Marquez. Who wins? Salvador Sanchez wins. And I respect Marquez. Marquez is a hell of a fighter. And Marquez has the GOAT in retirement kicks. Nobody beats Marquez in retirement kicks. Right? That's the GOAT of retirement kicks right there. Right? But when you haven't checked it out, you should. Just look it up. Marquez retirement kick. That's all you got to do. Look it up on Google. Better yet, look it up on my channel. But, man, I don't care how controversial this sounds. No one beats Salvador Sanchez at featherweight. Nobody. There's no one. Throw me the name. They won't beat him. Right? Oh, Nassim Hamed. Yeah. Nobody beats that guy, man. Not at featherweight. Your opinion on Loma offering himself as a sparring partner for Conor? That's no Paulie. I don't know how serious Lomachenko was being, but he did tweet it out. I mean, Lomachenko is a southpaw. I don't know how that's going to really prepare Conor for Floyd Mayweather, you know. Will Lomachenko slap him around? Yeah, okay. But even though he's a lot smaller than Conor, he's a lot smaller. He's a much smaller frame guy, but all I'll say is this. All I'm going to say is the following, right? Don't do it unless you can film it yourself. That's all I'm going to say about that. But Loma's helped a couple guys, man. He's a couple. There's that one MMA fighter. Every time I come on here, I forget the dude's name. He always offers his services with him, you know, and stuff. But we'll see. Conor needs all the help he can get. I can tell you that much right now. Cybernetic say Rocky would need 2 weeks to compete in MMA. Rocky Balboa would master, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in a week, right? In 1 week, he would master the art of Jiu-Jitsu. Muay Thai, maybe 2 weeks. I'm surprised they didn't do like Rocky 6, like where he went to MMA or some shit. Motherfucker. Rocky would use the mattresses as his punching bag. Yeah, I could see that. So they put Loma's too small. Don't see how that benefits either. Yeah, I mean, he could probably maybe his speed and stuff, and maybe work on timing. But he's southpaw, dude. You know what I mean? There's some debates going about Matisse versus Mikey Garcia. So they put Rocky as fictional. You'll see as May Pat. Mayweather winning by decision is a plus 200 on Bovada. Is that a good bet or not? So what's that? You bet 100, you win 50, something like that, if I got that right. That is pretty good. Plus 200 for Mayweather is really good. Cybernetic Slayer. Have prisoners throwing food at him so he can work on his head movement. Oh, man. That's crazy. I'm here about Lucas is a beast. Rocky beats anybody. Yep. Your thoughts on Canelo suggesting he may want to fight Conor if that miracle happens? He said in the media conference phone. Well, I wouldn't even want to fight Conor, but he's got to get past Gennady Golovkin. Canelo shouldn't worry about right now about McGregor and Mayweather. He needs to concentrate 100% on Gennady Golovkin. Prime Maravilla beats any current 160 today. Ah, man. The Sergio Martinez that fought Paul Williams and Kelly Pavlik. I don't know, man. I don't know if Sergio really beats Golovkin. I don't think so. I think Golovkin will be too much for. I was a big fan of Sergio Martinez, but I think he beat too much. Maybe he beats Canelo because of his footwork, but it would be a good fight. It would be a really good fight. Van Halen can play the shit out of a guitar, and so can Eric Clapton. Rascalot 222. Yeah, I agree. That's why I put him on my Rushmore of guitarists. So, but I agree. Cotto dies versus Hearns. R.I.P. Cotto. I agree. Cotto doesn't last as long as Duran did versus Hearns. Straight up Dark City shit. Sleep. No. Yeah. Thomas Hearns would beat the shit out of Miguel Cotto. I'm a Miguel Cotto fan, but that style is all wrong for Cotto. Stylistically, it's a nightmare for Cotto, right? Let's see here. People laughing about Marquez's retirement cake. Go ahead and check that out, guys. Check it out. Casey Robinson. Actually, that isn't a retirement cake. That photo is shortly after the fourth pack fight. Oh, so that's not a retirement cake? Then why did they post that on Boxing Night? I have to look that up. But that's still savage. Rascalot 222. Agreed. Sanchez kills Marquez in round 14. Yeah, I don't think he goes 15 rounds, man. I don't know. Does it? Does Marquez go a distance against Sanchez? Does he go 15 rounds? What do you guys think? I want to know what you guys think. Marquez versus Salvador Sanchez, 15 rounds. Does it go the distance? Leonard Allerby. Hey, D-Style, what's your ad on Twitter so I can give you a follow? I currently don't use Twitter, actually. But it's at DStyleBoxing. Casey Robinson, TJ Dillashaw. Yeah, that's him. Dillashaw. Like, it's just that damn name. That's the guy sparring Lomachenko. But there you go. Mr. Doc, how about Salvador Sanchez versus Eric Morales at 126, 15 rounds? Eric Morales is my dude. He'd put up a hell of a fight. But Salvador Sanchez is, in my opinion, unbeatable at 126. I haven't seen a 126-pounder that can beat him. Bet 100, you win 200. No, Mayweather's that doesn't sound right, bro. Oh wait. So it could be right, but that's not Mayweather winning straight up. That's Mayweather by decision. I see what you mean. My bad. I don't know. I don't think it's going to decision. Bet 100 on Floyd to win $200. That's 200 plus. Yeah, but I thought it was just winning straight up. But by decision, it makes sense why it's like that. Someone else put, have you ever imagined if all weight class limits were removed? Was there ever a time when it was like that? And would you ever, smaller dudes, have any chance based on speed of the opponent? Yeah, it was like that before they invented weight class. It was like that before they invented weight classes, bro. It wasn't as uncommon to see, a little dude versus a big dude, but when boxing started, there was no such thing as weight classes. So what you're describing now is basically what boxing was, So obviously a smaller guy would have some advantages, but overall, like the bulk of the guys winning were a lot of the big guys, the big dudes, So that's why they started making weight classes. Canelo will KO Conor in round 2. Yeah, Canelo kills Conor, that's for sure. Casey Robinson, if he beats GGG because his footwork, who's he? You're talking about Maravilla Martinez? I don't know, man. Something just tells me Gennady Golovkin will knock out Martinez. I'm just keeping it real. Something Martinez beats Canelo. Prime Martinez, Canelo's a good fight. Mr. Doc says, I'll say it. I think Sergio in his prime beats Canelo and Golovkin. Both are too slow in the pivots, in my opinion. Yeah, but yeah, I could see why against Canelo, but Robinson, GGG will cut the ring off and stop Martinez on cuts. Gennady Golovkin has really good timing, and I think he would get Sergio against the ropes, and I don't know if Sergio would survive against the ropes, man. Also, Sergio circled will be towards Gennady Golovkin's power. So he would have to circle away from that, and he wasn't really used to that. So somebody put Marquez versus Carlos Zarate. Who wins? Tell me the weight class. You know what? I think Marquez wins. I think Marquez wins that fight. Chief Funk 84. If GG can cut the ring off against Martinez, he beats Canelo for sure. Well, styles make fights, bro. Styles make fights, and we'll get to that Gennady Golovkin GGG breakdown a little later. Sanchez hits too fucking hard for Marquez. Look, at 126 pounds, and you could throw me any name. Give me any name. Manny Pacquiao, Morales, you name it. You could give me any name you want. I would favor Salvador Sanchez against any of them. You could throw whatever name. Salvador Sanchez, all right, was a fucking murderer, all right? He was a fucking beast. And people, and honestly, you should. The guy was a fucking gem. It is a tragedy what happened, right? He died at a very young age. That the boxing gods stole that guy from us, all right? So I can't call him the best Mexican fighter of all time because he doesn't have the accomplishments. But if we go by skills and all that, you got to put Salvador Sanchez up with anybody. All right, that dude was a fucking beast, right? Okay, that dude was a fucking beast. He was an animal. Well, what's up, Blood? By the way, speaking of blood boxing, guys, check out the video. I joined blood boxing about halfway through it about Mayweather and his undisputed claims. Rascalot 222. Martinez barely beat Pavlik. Look, Pavlik was a good fighter, man. Pavlik was a good fighter, you know. Pavlik was no longer the same after B-Hop stole his fucking soul, right? That was a big mistake, but don't forget what Pavlik did to Jermaine Taylor, right? I mean, stopped Jermaine Taylor. He basically destroyed Miranda when Miranda was on top. So, you know, Pavlik, hey, man, he was pretty solid fighter, man. Mr. Doc, the Juan Manuel Marquez that Pacquiao dropped 3 times in the first round gets wrecked by Sanchez. Later versions of Juan Manuel Marquez will take Sanchez the distance possibly. Let me tell you this. There's no way Sanchez knocks Marquez down 3 times and doesn't finish that fight. Okay? I'll tell you that right now. I have to watch that fight again. For some reason, I remember Sergio lighting Pavlik up at Times Square Christmas tree. Pavlik wants some middle rounds when Martinez took some of those rounds off. And then he cut Pavlik pretty bad. Blood started covering his eyes, and at that point, it was a wrap. Rascalot 222, you're right, laughing my ass. So Martinez was landing on Pavlik. Yeah, it was a car accident. That's how Salvador Sanchez died, man. Chief Funky 84, Martinez beat up Pavlik. He did, but Pavlik did have some good middle rounds. We got to give him credit where credit's due. Hulk Hogan, what's up, brother? Tyson versus Foreman, they fought in the 90s. So, like, basically, the Foreman that fought more, right? I mean, that's what we're getting at. Oh, man. Look, man, I have never really looked into it, but from my understanding, I could be wrong. From my understanding, Tyson didn't want that fight, right? I could have this information wrong, and anybody could correct me in the chat, but didn't like Don King try to make that fight? I believe, but it never got made. This is all I'll say. Foreman, first of all, was not scared of Tyson. And second of all, that power went nowhere, man. That power went nowhere. So I think stylistically, Foreman is a nightmare. Okay, it's a nightmare for Tyson, stylistically. But it was an older version of George Foreman. And I think Tyson would survive a 12-round fight and beat Foreman. But I get why people think Foreman would destroy him, but I think Tyson with youth on the side, it was enough to beat him. All right, Cybernetic Slayer believes that Foreman beats his ass. Mr. Doc says still got to go with Foreman, brother. That right uppercut was always going to be waiting for fighters like Tyson. Yeah. Yeah. But I think Tyson would be ready for that, though. I think he'd be ready for it. Yep, Don King and Bob Arum tried to make Tyson versus Foreman. They had them fight on the same card, in fact. Was that the was that before or after the Douglas fight? I don't know if you guys could let me know that, but I can't believe that fight that would have been a big fight. That would have been a big fight, you know. Well, Big George, man. When I look back at that fight with him and Moore, I can't believe he knocked him out. Like, it's one mistake and boom, and it was over. I mean, holy shit. He still had that power, man. Unbelievable power by Big George. It was Farmer versus Addison Rodriguez. All right, fair enough. I know somebody was giving me hell because I was behind on the comments. Well, you guys are just typing. You know, I gotta answer the questions. All right. Let me ask you guys some questions. All right. So, who is the best 40-plus-year-old fighter in boxing history? In the history of boxing, who looked better past 40 years old? Big George, you know, Bernard Hopkins. Please, nobody say Roy Jones, please. Please don't say Roy Jones. Oh, wait. You give it a Hopkins because, you know, he was champion at a very late age. Just please don't say Roy Jones. Please don't say Roy Jones. What do we give it to, guys? Well, Pep fought at over the age of 40, you know. Evander Holyfield boxed, right? He boxed in his 40s. Glenn Jansen, Roberto Duran, Ray Robinson. Holmes fought past 40. The later Archie Moore. I'll go with Archie Moore, but let's see in his comments. Chief Fuck 84 says B Hop. Simon says is Ricardo Mayorga. Sit down, please. Guruga, definitely B Hop. Something about Sugar Shane. Holy shit. He was Pavlik past 40, right? How old was Hopkins when he fought Pavlik? Somebody figure that out for me. Why did Ricardo Mayorga come up during every hangout with DStyle has? I'll be doing a Ricardo Mayorga, okay, impersonation right now. I'll be answering questions like Ricardo Mayorga in a moment. Cyberdeck Slayer. Holy, I can't believe I'm about to read this, but I'll read it. Mayorga is a legend for hitting that dude in the back during an MMA fight. He kneed the dude in the spine, man. He kneed him in the spine. Nearly paralyzed him. This shit's insane. Gotta go with Hopkins because of opposition. Tú eres nadie. Yo soy el campeón. Yeah. Archie Moore, man. You guys don't sound impressed with Archie Moore, but all right. What about Big George Foreman? The dude won the heavyweight championship of the world. It was considered the lineal title. Just saying. Yo soy el campeón. All right, so looking back, trying to see if I didn't miss any comments here, by the way. For those that don't remember, Evander Holyfield, man, he should have won the Evalua fight. Should have won. I'm just saying. All right, so let's see here. I lost the chat. All right, let me bring that up. All these names, but rolling with the ancient Archie. Saturday Slayer Foreman also had that great fight with Holyfield. Yeah. That is actually a very underrated fight. That was a hell of a fight. And that fight, by the way, shows you that Holyfield, I mean, could take a punch, man. Holyfield, that dude had a chin, which makes James Toney's stoppage of him even more impressive. What about James Toney? Did James Toney do anything significant past 40? Hopkins was 43 when he beat fucking Pavlik. Holy shit. Shannon Briggs. Let's go, Chet! Well, Shannon Briggs hasn't accomplished anything past 40. Foreman holds a record for longest stretch of time between winning lineal titles at the same weight class. I mean, the dude won it like in what, the 70s, and that's insane, man. It's fucking nuts. Archie Moore was a beast, they say. I agree. Holyfield is a favorite heavyweight at G-Funky 84. Still waiting for James Toney versus Shane Gray. All right. All right, we're about to take questions for Ricardo. If you guys have questions for Ricardo Mayorga, and I'll be doing the translation, let me know. We got Ricardo Mayorga on the line. Ricardo Mayorga's on the line. Any questions for Ricardo Mayorga? How old was Toney when he beat up Evan Fields and fought Rockman and St. Peter? Before we get to Mayorga, I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I'm too lazy to look it up, man. So, but James Toney's win over Holyfield is very impressive. I mean, that's very impressive, especially when you look at some of the punches Holyfield fought. And I understand a younger version of Holyfield, but I mean, he never got stopped, man. Cybernetic Slayer, Mayorga, why did you dye your hair before the Tito fight? Ricardo, ¿por qué te cortaste el pelo así como, así todo el color de una pinche naranja ahí, cuando te fuiste a pelear ahí con Tito Trinidad? I asked him a question, bro. Mira. Yo cuando fui para esa pelea, yo tenía un plan y que quería que Tito sepa que yo no estoy jugando y y me dijo que nunca va a perder con un maricón. Se me fui y me pinté el pelo como un pichi maricón. Y luego de ahí para que la quería ganar, para decirle, mira cabrón, un pichi maricón te ganó. ¿Y qué? Pues era mi plan, ¿no? Pero pues ni modo, así pasa. La regué, me dejé que me pegue y me pegó. Y pues ni modo. ¿Qué voy a hacer? Pues nada, ese pichi boricua pega fuerte ese cabrón. All right, so he just said that he was trying to throw Trinidad off with that awful hair coloring that he did on his head. All right, he dyed his hair that color, and he doesn't know why he did it. He was just trying to throw just very derogatory terms that I can't translate. And he says that Puerto Rican could hit fucking hard. He made a big mistake letting him hit him, and that's that. All right. Mayorga versus Broner. ¿Cómo harías tú contra Broner, tú? Mira, déjame te digo algo. Hasta ¿cómo me van a poner mi nombre con ese pinche muñeco? Ese pinche cabrón. Déjame te digo algo. Si a mí me ponen contra Broner, ese güey tiene nombre de mujer. Adrián, el cabrón, el pinche nombre de la novia de pinche Rocky, ese cabrón. Yo lo mato. Yo peleé con campeones. Yo peleé con los mejores de todo. Ese pinche cabrón. Tantos pinches chavos que tienen, no lo mato. Porque luego le tengo que cuidar a todos sus chavos. Te tiene como 1000 chavos ese cabrón. Pero si no tiene tantos chavos, lo mato y le cuido 2, 3 niños. Pero como tiene como una docena de niños, no lo puedo matar. Necesitan un papá. Yo no lo voy a cuidar a todos. No lo puedo matar. All right, so Ricardo Marga says that if he's lucky, Adrian Broner has a lot of kids because he doesn't want to leave so many kids without a dad. If he only had like 1 or 2 kids, he'd kill them, and he'd take care of the 2 kids himself. But he has too many kids. He can't take care of that many kids. Was there any truth to Tito's plastered hand wraps? Well, was there? You tell me, Ricardo. Is there any truth? Mira, muchas cosas se dicen. Mucha gente dice eso, dicen esto, pero a lo mejor sí. Yo me dejé que Ford me pegue y no me dolió. Y de repente yo sentí como que me pegó así así, como con un pichi martillo ese cabrón. Me siento como pichi martillo. No lo dudo. No lo digo. Pero ya para qué llorar. No voy a llorar. Well, he said that it's possible. He said he let Vernon Forrest hit him and he didn't get hurt like that. So in his mind, it's definitely a possibility, but he ain't going to complain about it. Yeah, he's got no love for AB. Don Borracho Ricardo, ¿por qué permites golpes gratis? Y por la cabeza. Es razón, perdiste unas peleas. All right. So, Ricardo, he just asked, and I'm doing this for the English, well, why'd you let dudes just hit you? Well, why did you give away free shots? It may have worked in the Vernon Forrest fight, but it obviously didn't work against Tito. Okay, it backfired in some fights. Well, why did you do it? You did it against Mosley in that last fight. We'll talk a little bit about that fight in a moment. Okay? But why? ¿Por qué te dejas? Mira, yo te digo algo. Mira. Fregan, pero fui campeón del mundo. ¿Fui campeón del mundo? Yes, yes, sí, eres campeón, yes. You were champion of the world, yes. Yo fui campeón del mundo y ¿cómo se llama ese cabrón? ¿Cómo se llama ese cabrón? Don Borracho is his name. Ese pinche Don Borracho, déjame te digo algo. Ese pinche cabrón. Yo lo dejo que me pegue a mí, pero a ver qué le va a pasar. Me quiere pegar a mí, le doy una gratis a él. A ver si quiere hablar. Porque le pongo una paliza a ese cabrón. Lo hago garras en las calles de Nicaragua, ese cabrón. Nomás quiere hablar y hablar. Yo era campeón del mundo. ¿Qué quiere ser? Él era campeón. Pregúntale, él era campeón. Hey, Don Borracho, he's asking if you were champion of the world. And who the hell are you to tell him, well, what he did? He was champion of the world, you were not. And he's saying that he'll let you hit him in one time if you want, since you're criticizing him about it. But whatever happens afterwards, he'll be dragging you in the streets of Nicaragua. Well, there you go. Cybernetic Slayer, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? What's up, Danny, man? ¿Cómo te chingó el maricón de Oscar? Mayor, ¿qué pasó contra Oscar? Mira, déjame te digo algo. Ese maricón nomás me ganó porque yo andaba enojado contra Don King. Ese pinche cabrón Don King me andaba robando de mi dinero y él quería agarrar más dinero de mí. Me tiré la pelea. No quise ganar para que se le quite a pinche Don King, ese pinche cabrón. According to Ricardo Mayorga, he threw the fight. He was tired of Don King. He didn't want to make Don King any more money, so he threw the fight. That's the only reason De La Hoya won. That's what we're talking. Ricardo Mayorga. If you want to ask Ricardo Mayorga a question, he's right here. Ricardo fue jefe de una pandilla también. De pandilla también. What? Elaborate, bro. Elaborate. You lost me there. I think I know what you mean, but hey, Ricardo, why in the world did you give Trinidad 2 free shots in the chin? Oh, I just asked him that. I'll ask him again. ¿Por qué te dejaste que te pegue así 2 veces, Trinidad? 2 veces. Espera, déjame un cigarro, pero. Hold on. He needs to light up a cigarette. Hold on. Oh, shit. He's fucking smoking here indoors. He's smoking indoors, right? I think he's done puffing here. Mira. Déjame te digo algo. Déjame. La verdad, muy simple. Fui un estúpido por eso. No tengo que decir más. Well, there you go. He just said he got knocked out because he was a fucking idiot. All right. Mr. Doc asks, Ricardo, would you have done better versus Golovkin than Kell Brook? And if so, why? Para ser mejor que Kell Brook, nomás tengo que tener huevos. Si tienes huevos, vas a ser mejor que Kell Brook. El Kell Brook era una pinche niña. Ese cabrón, para todo nomás, que mi ojo, y que cada que me duele mi ojo, y que ya no quiero pelear. Ay, me duele mi ojo, ese pinche cabrón. ¿O para qué? Ese es el boxeo. Aquí no andamos para andar jugando. Contra el Galari, ese cabrón, ¿cómo se llama ese cabrón? Que Kalapkin o que, ¿cómo se llama ese cabrón? Ese rusiano, ¿qué es ese cabrón? Ricardo Mayorga no va a pelear con un pichi y perder con un rusiano. Yo no ando aquí para pelear con ellos o pelear contra ellos. Ricardo Mayorga nomás pelea con los grandes. All right, so Ricardo Mayorga says that Cal Brook was a little bitch, and all you got to do better than Cal Brook is have a pair of balls. Because all Cal Brook was doing is complaining about his eye. Oh, my eye hurts, my eye hurts. He wanted a way out of the fight. And he's basically said, although he's incorrect in saying this, but he said, well, what's Gennady Golovkin? Gennady Golovkin's a Russian. I will never lose to a Russian. Okay, I only lose to great fighters. Well, there you go. Déjame te digo algo de ahí, allá, esos pichos, los rusos, cabrones. Esos pichis, güey. ¿Viste la película de Rocky, la cuarta? El cuarto de Rocky. Ahí lo ves. Esos pichis cabrones andan ahí con la... Pues ya sabes, lo que se pone ahí. En las pichis, en la vena, los pichis cabrones. Esos pichis cabrones no son limpios, esos cabrones. Yo puro pinche cigarro y todo, esos pinches cabrones nanico que, pues ya sabes, ya sabes. All right, he basically just accused Russians of being cheaters because he saw it in Rocky IV, right? We all saw Ivan Drago get injected in Rocky IV, and he's not a cheater. I mean, he smokes before fights. I mean, so he's not cheating. All right, Ricardo Mayorga would have done better. Golovkin, oh, I already read that. Mayorga said he was a leader of a gang during the lead-up to De La Hoya. Was this true? Yo era... Déjame te digo algo. Yo era campeón de mi tierra. Yo era campeón de mi tierra. Yo pagué para la luz de mi gente. Yo. Cholo yo no soy. Ahorita te lo digo. Yo no soy un pinche cholo. Cholo maldito. Yo no soy eso. Pero soy de la calle. Yo soy de la calle. Yo soy de ahí nací. Pero cholo no soy. All right, so he's basically saying he's no gangster, right? But he was born in the streets. He's from the streets. He survived the streets. So in other words, he's denying it. Chief Funk 84, Ricardo, did you do any training for last Mosley fight? Mira, Shane Mosley me dijo, dale una nalgada a la mujer para vender la pelea. Yo no quise hacer eso, pero Shane Mosley, toca a mi mujer, me gusta que me toques a mi mujer, que tócala, tú tócala, y luego vamos a hacer un desmadre, que sabe qué. Pinche Shane Mosley, no sé qué estaba pensando, pero era Shane Mosley. Pero no tenía por esa pinche pelea. Yo necesitaba el dinero. All right, so he said he needed the money. And just FYI, Shane Mosley told him to slap his girlfriend's ass. He didn't want to do it, but Shane Mosley insisted. Basically saying, I think Shane Mosley liked it when I was touching his girl. So, but Spinal, te la puso los cuernos, cabrón, puros putazos. Oh, man. Mayorga, why the hell did you lose to Corey Spinks? ¿Cómo perdiste contra Corey Spinks? ¿Qué pasó en esa pelea? Mira, ¿cómo quiere que yo gane una pelea? Si Corey Spinks nomás anda ahí corriendo. Corey Spinks andaba allá corriendo. Yo llegué para un box. Él anda allá en el maratón. Allá andaba allá corriendo. Nunca me hizo nada. Corsby nunca no me hizo nada, nomás andaba corriendo. Que corriendo que para arriba y corriendo que para abajo y de repente se acabó la pelea. Dije, ah, cabrón, pues yo no me preparé para un maratón y yo andaba listo para pelear. No andaba corriendo en todo el ring. Well, he's basically saying Corey Spinks is running the whole fight. He trained for a boxing fight, not for a marathon. And there you go. That's what he says. He says Corey Spinks the whole time. There you go. All right, guys. That's one more question for Ricardo Mayorga before we go. Just one more question. Any other questions for Ricardo Mayorga? Margarito, holy shit. Can I do Margarito? Bueno. Mira. Déjame no, I don't think I could do. I would have to practice Margarito a little bit. I just remember when Margarito did this shit at the Cotto rematch press conference, and he's like, what did he say? He said something like, mira, él dice que yo soy el criminal. Yo soy el criminal. Aquí está el criminal. Yo no soy el que le pega a mi cuñado. Él anda ya pegándole a su esposa y al cuñado, mandándolos en el hospital, pero a mí me está diciendo criminal. That was because I remember when Cotto Mayorga had the press conference, by the way, and Cotto was like so calm at first. He started so calm. Emmanuel Stewart was his trainer, and Emmanuel Stewart was cracking up the whole time, man. It was funny. And Cotto just looked pissed, man. He looked pissed. And I just remember when he walked up, like, because Mayorga, he could have stopped talking about his little hands and his little pants and his little legs and, you know, just talking about how small he is and just you know, trying to tell him that he's more manly than him and stuff like that. And I just remember Cotto, like, walking up to the podium and he's like, with his little hands and his little pants, I defeated Shane Mosley. Do you remember Shane Mosley? Like, he just and another thing, he did it in Spanish, but I never seen Cotto so mad. Like, it's just, he was just irritated. He's like, siempre hablas de lo que vas a hacer, pero en todas tus peleas has fracasado. En todas. Like in every big fight, you failed. Every big fight, you failed. And all of them. In all of them. Yeah. Man, Cotto was irritated in that fight. Ricardo Mayorga. I don't know, you guys. Is there any truth that Ricardo Mayorga bet on himself to lose by 12-round stoppage? And then, like, because Cotto landed like a hook on him, and out of nowhere, Ricardo Mayorga quit. Like, he just quit, and he said that he fucked up his hand or some shit. Like, it just didn't make sense. Emmanuel Stewart walked out of a training session with Mayorga. Oh, did he? Margaret was so great as the bad guy. Has fracasado. No? has fracasado en todas. En todas. Like, I never see like Cotto so pissed off, man. Like that's the only time I ever see Cotto like lose his fucking mind. Like it's the only time, you know. That's man, he got under his skin. All right, guys. Enough Mayorga. You guys have any other questions? By the way, I still can't believe fucking Mayorga beat Varner Forrest twice and he couldn't beat Car Sphinx, but that's another story. It's amazing how killers can be so humble, like Mosley. But Mosley, Mayorga, the first fight, it wasn't like that crazy. Like they didn't have a crazy press conference. The second fight, they kind of, we all know what Mosley did, man. Trying to sell that fight, that shit was insane. Mayorga versus Margarito, who wins? I think Mayorga wins. I think Mayorga actually beats Margarito. I really do. I honestly believe that. Then again, I've never been big on Margarito, so. All right, guys, 3 more minutes and I'm out of here. Any last questions? Don't forget to thumbs up the video, by the way. Mikey versus top welterweights. I know Mikey talked about fighting Keith Thurman. That's a good fight. Mikey Garcia versus Danny Garcia, the battle of the Garcias. Puerto Rican versus Mexican American. Why not? No ad. That's all right if you'll see an ad. It's all good. All right, Hulk Hogan, are you reviewing the WWE anymore? Maybe, man. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't been watching, man. I haven't watched the WWE in a while. It's fucking corny now, man. All right, good night, Cybernetic Slayer. Do I like Mike in those fights? I like his chances, yes. I'm not going to give you a prediction, but I like his chances. Mr. Doc, will WWE ever have viable competition again, brother? No. I mean, well, I know New Japan's trying to venture into the U.S., but I don't know. I don't know that style of wrestling would be big here. It's I don't know. But they need competition, that's for sure. Like they honestly need some real competition. All right, guys. I know it's terrible most of the time, but Lesnar is fighting at SummerSlam. This is a pet peeve of mine. I know. It's like it's gonna sound like I'm calling you out. I'm not, but I've always hated people calling something about calling it a fight. I don't know what it is, but I always preferred the match. Legend's going to be wrestling at SummerSlam. I prefer that terminology. You know, it's when they say I don't like wrestlers saying we're going to fight at SummerSlam. Like, I don't know. I never like that. At our fight, you don't know. Like, I prefer our match, but that's another story. But anyway, guys, thanks to everybody that joined me, man. Thank you for all the questions and all that. Don't forget to like the video, by the way. All right. I'll see you guys around, man. Right. Take it easy. This is DStyleBoxing. Keep it boxing.